And right when he was about to get there, he went off course for a moment and accidentally glitched into the mountain itself. No matter what he did, he was unable to get out, and every attempt to get back to the path just seemed to get him even more stuck than before. We all laughed for a while, and he jokingly crowned himself as the king of the mountain. After it was clear to me that he wouldn't be able to continue, I told him to reload the game so that he could keep going and see the end. But he refused, simply saying no. For I am the king of the mountain now. At the time, I did find it funny, but I also really wanted him to see the ending of the game. His choice to stop playing without actually beating it baffled me, because that's just what you're supposed to do, especially when you're that close to the end. But now, I kind of get it. While every player's time with Journey is unique in its own way, he's probably one of the only people to have ever finished it in the way he did. The experience belonged to him, and he chose not to see the glitch as a mistake, but instead as a moment. One that was part of the journey and not something that occurred outside of it. When making the decision, I don't think he actively thought about how ending the game in that fashion would be a one-of-a-kind experience, but I do think it influenced his choice nonetheless. Also, to him, interrupting Journey's natural flow seemed antithetical to everything he had grown to understand about it, so when he got to a point where the only way to get back on the conventional path was through a menu, he chose to let his adventure end on what felt like his own terms. What seemed to play the biggest role in his decision, though, was the fact that all of us were there together, watching this weird, unintended thing happen. It was unique, fun, and really stupid, which is a good descriptor for the best parts of my childhood. He's also told me since that part of why he didn't finish the game was because all of us were pushing him to do it, but he found it much funnier to dedicate fully to the bits, which in hindsight was definitely the right call. Regardless of the full reason why, his refusal to end the game in the way he was supposed to led to something far more memorable than just coming across a glitch or beating the game as intended. It led to him becoming the king of the mountain. While this sort of thing could happen to someone when playing the game alone, it is hard for me to imagine it having the same kind of impact. It being a moment that was shared between us, one that felt like something no one else had ever seen, is why I still remember it today. And this seems to be a pretty common feeling.
What I love to do is share my love for games with other people. I actually realized that growing up, what I had loved so much about games was not playing games in my room by myself. It was playing games with my brother. That was my favorite experience as a kid, is him playing and me getting to sit there and watch it with him. So the sharing it with viewers and an audience, especially during the actual development of the goal and the challenge, that's what I truly loved. Having them really be involved in the development of this thing at the end, that is incredibly special, I think.
Sharing these sorts of experiences makes them feel more important, regardless of how silly or inconsequential they are. Having other people be invested in whatever stupid thing you end up doing is a huge part of what gives something life. And being able to talk about it years and years later with the people who were there for it is what cements it into a sort of legend.